Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. Want to bring you all an update today of XRP USD. Right now we're sitting around 19 cents. We're up 0.52%. First of all, I wanted to say, Happy New Year's to all the people who've been here with me over the past 2 years. I appreciate each and every one of you being here with me. And guys, let's just make it a great year. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Bitcoin. I know people are predicting $1 million and all this crazy stuff, but let's just take the price action one day at a time and continue to work through it, and let's get that trend change. Start making higher highs and higher lows. That's what I'm going to be interested in looking for XRP and Bitcoin in the year to come. So for XRP, what I want to start out with, I was reading in my Japanese candlestick charting book last night, and I thought this was a good thing to put out there for you guys, just to really understand about trends and trying not to buck the trend and always trying to trade with the trend. And what this says is, do not try to impose your will on the markets. Be a trend follower, not a trend predictor. If you are bullish, jump onto uptrends. If you are bearish, hop onto downtrends. One of the Japanese books I had translated expresses the idea almost poetically. Buying or selling from the beginning without knowing the character of the market is the same nonsense as a literary man talking about weapons. When faced with a large bull or bear market, they are sure to lose the castle. What seems safe is indefinitely dangerous. Waiting for just the right moment is virtuous and essential. And that's what I wanted to point out today. For XRP, we've been in a downtrend now for about 6 months. You can see we've had these lower highs and lower lows coming in. And whenever you're looking at trends and you're trading with the trend, you want to align yourself with the trend. So as of right now for XRP, we have not seen those buy signals yet for a long. And the reason why I say that is because we're still below this red downtrend line, and our moving averages, our 20, our 40, and our 50 moving averages are still pressing down upon us. And what you want to do whenever you're in a long position or you want to go long, you want to see us break out of this downtrend, and you also want to see us trading up above these moving averages, just like you see in this little short-term uptrend that we had here. We were up above the moving averages, and now we're down below them. So what I'm looking for XRP, for me to be able to take a long position in XRP, is a trend line break out of this red trend line. And guys, if we do get that in the next days and weeks to come, that could be extremely significant for us. A trend line break out of a downtrend of over 6 months, we could explode so hard and so fast. And the first areas that I'd be looking at, first we'd look up around 23 cents where we'd have to break overhead resistance. Then it'd be around 31 cents, and you just slowly work your way up here. Then the next area would be around that 40 cents, then up here to around that 47. And what I was doing was going off the real body candle closes for my overhead resistance. But that's what needs to happen. Taking a long position in XRP right now is dangerous because the trend is still down. Now, like I've talked about before, say you're just a long-term accumulator and you see 19 cents for XRP and you think it's going to do great down the road. You're going to see it at $1, $2, $3 maybe. Then dollar cost average in, guys. I'm not against that. But for me, I'm a trader. I want to trade with the trend. So for me, to get into an XRP position, I would rather have it at a higher price but have confirmation of those higher highs and higher lows and be aligned with the trend than try to pick the bottom and just have it continuously going lower. Because even right here, say this guy's where we consolidated and we just moved sideways for about, we'll say even from November 24th till almost December 16th. So you're almost looking at a month here where we were just moving sideways, and then we had that next large dump down. So if you're accumulating this area around 21, 22 cents, you can see here, guys, you ended up losing some percentage in terms of, basically whenever you dump like that, you can lose 10, 15, 20% at a time, and that's what we really want to try to avoid. Just like this area here, when this trend line broke from our short-term uptrend, just to draw you a rough one here, guys, and we'll bring out our price meter. Taking a look at the price, you can see that drop there. You weren't aligned with the trend, and we had a trend line break. You lost 27% right there. And those are the things that I want to try to help people with. So for me, I want to see us really breaking up above these areas here so that I can start going long in XRP. But the time is just not yet. We're moving sideways. We're trying to change the trend. And whenever you're trying to change the trend, I was explaining this in a Litecoin video. It's like when you put on your brakes. You don't instantly stop right where you put on your brakes. You're still traveling forward a little bit, and that's what's basically going on right now with this consolidation. We're trying to end this downtrend. We're trying to get out of it, and what it's looking like is the brakes are finally getting put on a little bit, and just even moving sideways right now is a good thing. Obviously, we have to watch to see if we have another dump down. If Bitcoin's going to dump down, then most likely we are, but even this sideways movement, the brakes are on for this downtrend, and now we're waiting to see if we can change that trend into those higher highs and higher lows, obviously getting over these moving averages, then breaking out of this red downtrend line. But what I wanted to do today was basically just talk to you about being careful in aligning yourself with the trend. Right now, the trend is still down. So that's why you have to be careful if you're buying in these positions. But if we can break out of this red downtrend line here and have a nice strong candle close on heavy volume, then the trend will eventually start to change. And if we go back and we look at this, and remember this on the 1-day chart, you can see right here, guys, how we started to make a higher high, higher low, close to a higher high, higher low. Then we had a lower high, higher low, but these lower highs were intact, and that's the key. That's where you'd put your trend line right there, and then we had this explosion. And for XRP, that can happen at any time. We've seen it explode, just like right now, guys, how we're moving sideways. We're basically at the same price range we were when we had that last explosion. I'm not saying it's going to happen now, but typically that's what you want to look for. These moves in the cryptocurrency space are extremely explosive, both to the upside and the downside, but you just want to align yourself with that trend. And I wanted to read this to you one more time just to really let this sink in. Do not try to impose your will on the markets. You know how everyone says, oh, Bitcoin's going to $1 million, this, that. That's them imposing their will on the market. You have to react, respond, and have a plan for price action. But it says, do not try to impose your will on the markets. Be a trend follower, not a trend predictor. If you are bullish, jump onto uptrends. If you are bearish, short downtrends. One of the Japanese books I have translated expresses the idea almost poetically. Buying or selling from the beginning without knowing the character of the market is the same nonsense as a literary man talking about weapons. When faced with a large bull or bear market, they are sure to lose the castle. What seems safe is indefinitely dangerous. Waiting for just the right moment is virtuous and essential. And that's where I said, guys, always protecting your capital. That's the number one thing. And like how they were saying you'll lose the castle, that's the same as losing all your capital. As the price just continues to go down and you keep dollar cost averaging in, and it just keeps going lower and lower and lower. And me being in the stock market, it's not the exact same as cryptocurrency, but I have looked and I've seen coins before or stocks before where they've went from $1,000, now they're sitting at 30 cents and they've just never came back. I'm not saying that's the case for XRP. I think it does have a good use case and it'll continue to do well down the road, but that's what you always have to be careful of in these markets. Anything can go to zero, anything can happen at any time, and you have to preserve your capital so that you can be in this game for the long term. So that's what I wanted to leave you guys with for the new year here. Just really be a trend follower. Don't try to catch falling knives. Wait for confirmation, even if it means a higher price. That's fine, because you'll know that you're in that uptrend. So if you get something from this, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate you all being here with me today. Happy New Year. God bless you all.